Hey gals, it's time to talk about wellness. It's October. It's time to talk about breast cancer awareness. In the United States, all new cancer diagnoses, 30% of them are breast cancer cases. It is the second leading cause of death behind lung cancer. Not all news is bad or terrible. As far as 5-year survivorship rate, if the cancer is just confined to the breast, 5-year survivorship rate is 99%. That's pretty amazing. Regular mammography can reduce the risk of mortality related to breast cancer by 40%. What's crazy about that, only 70% of women in the United States are actually up to date with their mammograms. About 30% of all breast cancer diagnoses could be preventable through lifestyle choices. These include the following: maintaining a healthy weight, being physically active, limiting alcohol intake and avoiding tobacco altogether, and having a nutrition plan that is rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. The basic message being sent out here is early detection saves lives. Tell me about your breast cancer diagnosis experience.
Okay. So one night I got in bed and I was like, man, did I pull a muscle working out? So I was like reaching around under my arm where I felt like I had pulled a muscle. And sure enough, it felt like a perfect pecan or walnut was under my skin. And you know, they tell us to do your breast exams, right? And if we do them, we're like, did I feel that? Was that a lump? Was that a lump? But like, this was no mistaking, like a perfect lump. So the next day I called my OB-GYN and she got me scheduled for a mammogram with ultrasound.
Yeah.
I hadn't had one. So it had probably been about 4 years since I had had one.
Wow. Okay.
Bad on me. Yes. So that's how I found it. And then went for the ultrasound, and they tell you there before you even leave the mammogram, like you see people coming out and they'll go, "You're great, see you in a year." And then you see people come out and they're like, "Can we talk to you back here in the office?"
Oh,
I was like, "Can we talk to you back here in the office?" And
wow.
So he just said, didn't like what they saw, but they'll send me for biopsy. And then on. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're generally healthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
You exercise. You
do.
eat well. I know you don't smoke.
Nope.
Generally healthy weight. Oh my God. Yeah. So this like probably kind of smacked you out of nowhere. You were like, how? What?
I was a little shocked, but I also had just been, my brother-in-law had just 2 years before been diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh.
Who is the most healthy person I know, like so healthy. So I think just knowing, okay, that happened to him, you know, this happened to me. Sometimes it just doesn't have anything to do with, you know,
lifestyle. It's just who you are genetically.
Yes. And that is what a lot of it ended up being. I ended up getting my genetic testing done at one of my first appointments and coming back with the BRCA2 gene, which is the gene that causes or contributes to breast cancer.
But now with your daughter,
she's getting tested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So she can be on the lookout, so to speak.
Yes.
Well, even your sons. So
they are supposed to get tested too. It's probably going to be a little harder sell for them, but yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I read a pretty fascinating statistic right before this. It's like 1 in 8 women can expect to be diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was like,
is insane. The more you start talking to people about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just at work, just talking to, telling people my situation. I had several people that I had no idea were like, oh yeah, that happened to me 10 years ago. And I had a lumpectomy and la la la. And I mean, everybody either knew somebody or it had affected them. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, did that. It's like my brother-in-law's a plumber. Oh, I'm a plumber too. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's the same concept. It's just kind of silly.
It's important to get your exams, your mammograms and all that for sure. Yeah.
Let's see. So you get this diagnosis, biopsy, they tell you everything, okay. What was your worst fear going into this? Like, did you have this thought of, this is it? Or were you like, no, I think I'm okay? I mean, what did you
No,
see?
I never had that thought. I think at the very beginning, my hope was that I wasn't going to have to do chemo because I had seen my brother-in-law do chemo. So I kind of knew chemo's different for everybody, but I had seen him do it. So I was like, oh, we'll just have surgery, we'll be done, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that wasn't the case. So I don't think I ever had like a certain fear. The main thing, I didn't want to have to do chemo, but that didn't end up working out. But it's just the unknown, right? Like, you don't know. It's a loss of control, which I do love me some control.
Absolutely.
Like being scheduled and planned and, that's all out the window, right?
That's crazy.
But I wasn't ever like, oh my gosh, I'm going to, die or anything like that. I mean, breast cancer is probably one of the most researched cancers. If I'm going to get a cancer, that's, one to get. And it couldn't have come if somebody could have told me, you're going to get breast cancer, but you get to pick the time you're going to get it. Like, it couldn't have come at a better spot in my life. My kids were grown where they could take care of themselves, and I felt healthy, so it just kind of came at a time that was perfect, actually, for where I was at.
What kind of kept you going? Because you went every 3 weeks, right, for chemo treatments?
I mean, the first chemo was hard. They do a loading dose, so you get a little bit more than you do on your other ones.
Yeah.
That one was pretty rough. I ended up needing some IV fluids and stuff like that afterwards. But I would say the worst part of chemo for me was your taste just gets like food just tastes bad. It doesn't taste like you want to spit it out bad, but it just doesn't taste like it should.
Yeah.
Like, you really just eat because you have to eat. Like, it kind of takes your joy of eating.
So like you see a nice big fatty peach and you're like, ooh, and you take a bite and it's like, the heck is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. But I think what helped me the most was that I did tolerate it well enough to keep working.
Yeah.
And that, oh my gosh, to be able to get out of the house and go to work and just do what I needed to do at work and be with my friends at work, I mean, that helped me so much. And having friends and family around that were encouraging, of course, helped me so much too.
So what is your advice for people who are like, I've done the mammogram, it hurts, I don't want to go back, or about detection or prevention, or what do you tell people?
I certainly wish I had gone back, let me tell you. Yeah. Okay. I wish I wouldn't have skipped those. That was probably 3 to 4 years that I skipped, because we probably could have found it earlier to where, I mean, I still would have probably ended up with the double mastectomy because with the gene and all, but maybe I wouldn't have had to do the chemo with it or something. Right. So,
last words of wisdom, if anything that you would say to anybody, like somebody comes to you and go, oh my gosh, I just got this diagnosis. What would be like your words of wisdom to them?
Don't panic. Yeah, don't panic. You're just going to have to walk the walk that your doctor is saying you're going to have to do, Maybe that would be my words of wisdom. Just do what's in front of you for the next week or whatever. Like, if all I ever thought about was my double mastectomy coming, I would have been so anxious for way too much longer than I needed to be.
Yeah.
I just needed to get through that week of chemo and then, the 2 weeks of recovery. Then I know I've got one more chemo coming, or, just get through what's right in front of you and then worry about the next thing. I mean, it's hard to believe I felt my lump December 8th.
Uh-huh.
And then by June 16th, that's when I had my double mastectomy. Like, just in like 6 months, we went through everything that we did, and now we're towards the end of everything. When you look back on it, it goes by fast. I mean, when you're in it, it might not feel that fast, but man,
It's gone by fast.
it's gone by fast. Yeah, and I feel fantastic. And there's a few more things in front of me coming, but nothing I can't handle.
Drop your comments, get up, get out, get something.